Today, Dogecoin rises as Bitcoin falls. And we sit down with Wall Street execs who jumped to crypto to find out how they're weathering the industry's downturn. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Pippa Stevens. Digital currencies were mostly flat over the Thanksgiving holiday, and today they are turning lower. By noon Eastern, Bitcoin fell to $16,000, and Ether dipped to $1,100. At the same time, Dogecoin is surging this morning, up to 9 cents. In the past week, Bitcoin's fallen half of 1% as the FTX-driven rout continues. Ether is down 1.3%. All right, jumping right to our main story. Earlier this year, it was commonplace to find seasoned Wall Street executives making the jump to crypto. The venture capital money was flowing, the hype over Web3 and NFTs was growing, and Bitcoin prices were in the 40K range. But now, not so much. The FTX scandal has cast a black cloud over the crypto industry and on digital asset valuations. We caught up with a few Wall Street execs who made the jump to see how they've been weathering the crypto winter and the most recent headlines.
How do you usher in mainstream adoption?
Asaf Meir now leads a company of about 120 people, but about 4 years ago, his team consisted of only 6 employees. Meir is the CEO of the digital asset risk monitoring startup, Solidus Labs.
We work with the government, we work with CeFi crypto service providers, as well as DeFi protocols, lending protocols, NFT marketplaces, stablecoins, and so on. We help our clients in broad strokes to understand whether or not there's any trade manipulation, whether there's any market abuse, how to prevent it, and ultimately also how to navigate the very evolving world of the regulatory landscape in our space. But really the goal of everything I've just mentioned is to usher in mainstream adoption, both from the retail and the institutional side of things.
The Israel-born entrepreneur came up with the business idea with his 2 friends, Chen Arad and Praveen Kumar. Meir and Kumar worked on the electronic trading desk at Goldman Sachs. Kumar tells us he made the jump to crypto because he believed in the thesis of the company and in Meir.
Doubt is proportional to discovery, and the more you're uncertain about things, the more you throw yourself into doubt and into uncharted territory, the more you're likely going to grow and discover things.
Meir says the importance of instilling proper market integrity practices into crypto is more important now than ever before. Data released last month from blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis shows that hackers have stolen more than $3 billion since the start of this year. Meir says the recent fall of FTX only further highlights the need for trust in the industry.
There's right now a stain on the industry that we cannot disregard. We need Solidus and many others in the industry to take a deep look into understanding what are the core problems and how are we building trust in order to ultimately do what we all want to do here, which is usher in that kind of mainstream adoption.
After serving in the Israel Defense Forces, Meir got a scholarship to Brandeis University, where he studied computer science and economics. But his first exposure to tech was in Israel. Meir says his experience with the country's army helped shape his career.
I served in a combat unit. Ultimately, I actually kind of suffered an injury at the end of my Army service, but that allowed me to get exposure to the technological side of our unit and to the R&D kind of operations there, which really captivated my mind.
Once in the U.S., Meir hit the ground running. He worked at Goldman for 3 years.
While at Goldman, blockchain started really catching our attention about 2017, 2018, when the ICO kind of boom happened, and then it's collapsed right thereafter, right? And I was really intrigued by the opportunities this new economy might present.
I mean, at the time, did you realize there was risk associated with this move, jumping from?
Yeah, of course. At the time, I think there was a lot of conversation around, is crypto a thing? Is crypto even going to make it? Which to me actually incentivized me even more to be there at the ground floor.
As the company evolved, Solidus onboarded more team members from TradFi.
We have from Goldman, Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan.
In May, Solidus Labs raised $45 million in a Series B funding round. In total, the company raised about $68 million.
I think, especially in our space, more than other spaces, there's a lot of noise.
Meir says he welcomes more people from TradFi to help ensure the success of the crypto space.
I think that we need more folks with a mindset into institutionally oriented kind of risk practices to come in and kind of help to shape up the industry. So I think it's extremely important for the industry to convert people from TradFi into crypto and DeFi.
Jody Gunsberg also made the jump to crypto. In June 2021, she left Morgan Stanley, where she was the chief institutional investment strategist for wealth management. She now serves as the managing director of Coindesk Indices.
It was right as the pandemic drop was happening. You know, all the assets were crashing. The Fed was flooding the market with money, and investors were searching where to invest in. They were looking at alternatives, and Bitcoin just kept coming up. So that's how I learned about it.
Gunsberg says the more she learned about crypto, the more it intrigued her to the point of wanting to work in the space full time. So she reached out to her contact at Coindesk.
And I was the first index employee to be hired, and it's been really exciting to build out this team and develop the world's first crypto indices that are based on different sectors and multi-strategies.
Gunsberg made several job jumps in her career, which included working in equities and commodities. But each time she made a switch, the industry she joined was embroiled in some sort of turmoil.
My first step into equities started not unlike at Coindesk. Right before a crisis was about to happen, I joined equities at Treehouse Capital Management in April 2001. Right before the September 11th and the massive drop in 2002, and we were an aggressive growth equity strategy, so it was quite dramatic in terms of a down market. I feel like the crisis has always been part of my career, and I think that it's taught me a lot about staying calm and focused on the data when things are happening.
And she says that experience in TradFi helped prepare her for the leverage blowups and fraudulent activity she has been exposed to in crypto, most recently with the collapse of FTX.
You know, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation. However, after living through so many crises, I know that there's silver linings and that there's opportunities to improve. So I do look forward to a better industry coming out on the other side of this. I do believe it is here to stay, and I think it will be stronger. I think it will be safer, and I think that it will continue with the best and the brightest, and we'll get past this.
Okay, that's all for Crypto World this week, but we are back again on Monday, and we will see you then.